What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got a bunch of cool topics to get into, but before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my Nintendo Switch RPG videos and more first. Now let's go ahead and jump into the first topic here, and that's potentially Metaphor ReFantazio doing the impossible. I've compiled some stats because we were talking about this on Twitter in addition to my live streams about Metaphor ReFantazio's chances of winning Game of the Year at the Keeley Awards, the Game of the Year Awards at the end of the year. And it's not something that you'd see really at all when it comes to traditional JRPGs or turn-based JRPGs. There's been few times that they've even been nominated, let alone have a shot at winning overall because of the overall Metacritic score. So I went back about 7 years or so and compiled a number of games when people tell me, oh, well, the Metacritic score doesn't really matter. Like the highest rated game doesn't really matter. And that's just not true when it comes down to Game of the Year. So since 2017, you look at The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, 97. 2018, God of War 2018, 94. 2019, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, 90. 2020, The Last of Us Part 2, 93. These are all Metacritic scores. 2021, It Takes Two. At the time, it was a 90, although it has an 88 now. But back in 2021, when they were doing the voting, it was a 90. 2022, Elden Ring, 96. 2023, Baldur's Gate 3, 96. So the highest rated game, or the second to highest rated game for the year, has a very good shot at winning the overall Game of the Year award. Now, the last time that we even had a JRPG nominated, it was Xenoblade Chronicles 3 back in 2022, but that was up against Elden Ring. There was no shot whatsoever. So while it was nominated, we all knew that Elden Ring was going to win, considering it had a 96. Now, we had another time back in 2017 where we did have a JRPG nominated. That was Persona 5, the original, not Persona 5 Royal. They didn't redo that one in terms of the nominations, but just base Persona 5 in 2017. But that was up against The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So we all knew, once again, Breath of the Wild was going to win. There was also Super Mario Odyssey that was a 97. Breath of the Wild is a 97. So if Breath of the Wild didn't win, Super Mario Odyssey was going to win. So it was going to be pretty tough for Persona 5 to win that. But this year in 2024, we've got Astrobot and we've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Those are pretty much the front runners now at this point. Astrobot with its 94, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with its 92, but Metaphor ReFantazio has the same score of a 94 with Astrobot. Now, it is split amongst 3 different platforms. I've had some people talk to me on Twitter saying, oh, well, it's not as popular as those other games. Those games were reviewed more, so they're going to get more votes. And it's like, well, no, because Metaphor ReFantazio is split between the PC platform for reviews, the Xbox Series platform, and the PlayStation 5. Now, the PS5 version has the most reviews, so therefore, that's what you see with about 36 or so at this point, but more reviews will be coming in, and I'm pretty sure that it'll be well over 100 reviews by the time that the voting for the Game Awards actually starts. So that's not really anything to worry about. But I think that with these scores here, looking at it, it's pretty much between these 3. Now, we have to wait and see how Dragon Age does when that comes out. But outside of Dragon Age, I don't see any other game really challenging these 3 for Game of the Year. And I think it would be really cool to see a game like Metaphor ReFantazio, a turn-based JRPG, actually win a Game of the Year. Now, most people are probably thinking, won't happen because you have the big exclusivity of Final Fantasy. You have the name brand of Final Fantasy. People are still saying they feel Rebirth is going to win that because of what Rebirth did earlier in the year. And then I see a lot of people, especially people that I follow that have votes, are saying that Astrobot, because of its really fun gameplay and its innovation that it brings, like with the haptics and all of that, they feel that Astrobot is going to be the Game of the Year. So me personally, I've played both of these games. I've played Astrobot to completion. I put in 30, 40 hours or so of FF7 Rebirth, and I've put 30 hours of Metaphor ReFantazio when it comes to just the demo. And the game that I'm most intrigued with, that I feel does the best or most, is Metaphor ReFantazio. I think this game is incredible overall with its combat system. Yes, it doesn't have the best graphics, which we know about that, but everything else is bumped up to the max. Every game has deficiencies here and there, or problems, even if you go back and look at all the Game of the Year winners. And I feel that Metaphor, what it lacks in some of the technical side, it makes up for with the style, it makes up up for with the story, makes up for with the gameplay that's just so elevated and boosted above. It's a perfect evolution of what we've seen with Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. So right now, I would say the front runner for me at least is Metaphor ReFantazio, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But this is the first time ever in the history of the Game Awards that a traditional JRPG legit has a shot at winning it because of these scores here and how I've broken it down going over the data. Now, once again, doesn't mean that it's going to win just because it has one of the highest scores of the year. We've seen games that actually have a higher score not win, but a lot of the times it's in like a fighting genre. For example, back in 2019, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was nominated back from the game originally came out in 2018, but it didn't meet the deadline for 2018, so it went over to 2019. And that game had the highest score, but it did lose out. It lost out to Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So it's not like the highest score always wins, but there is a heightened chance when you do have the highest score. So that's why I feel that Metaphor ReFantazio, based off of what we're seeing so far, has a legit shot compared to Astrobot and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But we're going to have to wait and see how it all works out with that. But now we're going to move on to the next topic here, guys, and that is Nintendo and a surprising new hardware announcement. And it's not the hardware that some of you guys were thinking with the Nintendo Switch 2, but it's an alarm clock. It's called Alarmo. And Nintendo says this: "Wake up, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo is available for early access for Nintendo Switch Online members in the US and Canada. This interactive alarm clock lets you set a time and select from 35 scenes from across 5 Nintendo titles, more titles to be added later." They also stated that Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo is available online at My Nintendo Store and in person at Nintendo NYC and will become available at retailers in early 2025. So it's a really weird but interesting looking alarm clock that costs $99 that set people like, wait a minute, $99? Does that mean that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to cost like $500? And I'm like, no. It doesn't mean that. Nintendo does all sorts of other stuff. You've got Lego sets, you've got theme parks, you've got quality of life things, you've got apps, you've got all sorts of stuff. So this really didn't surprise me too much that they're doing some type of interactive alarm clock or quality of life thing, because they've done stuff like this before in the past. Now, not maybe in the alarm clock sector, but Nintendo is a multimedia entertainment company at this point, and they're going to do all sorts of things. So it doesn't really surprise me when we see stuff outside of the traditional I'm playing a game and it's something else like a Lego set or a toy or a Monopoly set or some other type of thing that they're going to be doing. And with this Alarmo, when it comes down to it, there were people that I saw on Twitter saying, oh, well, they should have just done an app. And I'm thinking, that's not really Nintendo. Is if they do an app, are people going to really go in there and buy different stuff for like different games to wake up to when you can simply just program that on your default clock app that you already have on your phone or on your smart device? You can kind of already do that already, so it doesn't really make sense for them to do that if the goal is to actually make money. This makes more sense, which apparently, according to Stealth on Twitter, which you can't always think about sellouts as something anything, but in the Japanese store, apparently it's already sold out. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how popular this ends up being, but I do think that this will be kind of like a novel idea, and I think that people are actually going to go out there and pick this up. It's a weird type of idea considering it's an alarm clock, and it's just kind of weird in terms of how all the characters are displayed on there and all that stuff. But at the same time, I actually think it's something that people are going to pick up based off of some of the feedback that I've already seen. I've already seen people saying that they're going to buy the clock or not. I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see. I might at some point. I might not. We'll just see how it kind of works out. But overall, yeah, it's an alarm clock that has different displays that pop up. And if you have the Nintendo Switch Online, there'll be like more that will be added in for free, but you have to have like an online subscription. So there's also that. So they're trying to tie it back in, get you to keep on with that Nintendo Switch Online. But yeah, overall, it's an alarm clock. And if you want to get it, you can get it. I did, for the first time in my life, look up when it comes to premium alarm clocks, because we were on stream and people were like, oh my gosh, $100, that seems super expensive. And I'm like, yeah, that does seem kind of expensive. So I'm like, how much do alarm clocks cost? Because I don't ever look that up. I have my smartphone. That's what wakes me up when it comes to an alarm. And I looked it up, and premium alarm clocks are like $120 to $140 or $80. And I'm thinking to myself, I know I didn't have that. When I was growing up back in the day before smartphones, we just had those ghetto ones that were like $15 or $10. $10 at Walmart or Kmart or something like that. We did not have these premium ones, but the premium alarm clocks, like the smart alarm clocks and all those that have like heads up displays, those are all in the $100 range or so. So it seems when it comes down to like a premium alarm clock, it seems like it's right about priced overall with the other ones on the market. Doesn't mean that all those ones aren't overpriced as well. I'm just saying based off of other ones that people are selling, it seems like it's about the price for a premium alarm clock. So yeah, there you go. Some people don't like to bog down everything on one device, like a smart device. They like to have separate devices to do certain things. So maybe it will appeal to those people. But like with the sensors and everything in terms of how it detects you and all that type of stuff, it's not really friendly for more than one person sleeping in the bed. So for couples and all that, not really too friendly for that. But at the same time, I mean, you could still have it and use it if you want to when it comes to the different things. So what do you guys think about Alarmo? You guys gonna be picking one up? Maybe you think it's just a cool idea. Maybe you think it's a terrible idea. Let me know in the comment section below. And we are going to go over one more thing. And this is something that we'll know very soon, it seems like, because Nintendo is doing a very interesting thing. And it's a play test for a new Nintendo Switch Online feature. So let's go over exactly what's happening here. So Nintendo stated on Twitter recently, we will be performing a test related to a new feature for Nintendo Switch Online on Nintendo Switch starting at 8 a.m. PT on October 10th. Existing Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack members will be able to apply to participate on a first come, first serve basis. Now, they also stated that those wishing to apply to participate in the test must have met the following eligibility requirements as of October 9th at 3 p.m. PDT. And it says have a Nintendo account, be an active Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack member, be at least 18 years old, be registered in any of the following countries: Japan, US, UK, France, Germany, Italy, or Spain. And then there was a bit more information if you head over to the website. They actually talk about how there's going to be about 10,000 people that they're going to want for this test. So after that, they're pretty much going to be shutting down who's going to be able to get in overall. There's going to be exclusive software that you download. So you download the software in the recruitment period, which is from October 10th to October 15th. And then the actual play test period is from October 23rd to November 5th. Now, there's been a lot of theories out there what this could be. Could this be an achievement system? Could this be voice chat? Could this be a new service in terms of a system added to the NSO? Could this be some type of cloud live streaming type of thing? And I think that all of these are good guesses overall. Now, my good friend Nate from Nate the Hate, he feels that it's going to be Nintendo GameCube games streamed. That's what he thinks it's going to be. I looked on his page and I was interested on seeing his thoughts on what he felt it could be. And he stated this: the most logical expectation is that Nintendo is going to test an NSO streaming service with GameCube era games. Shipping logs have suggested an NSO GameCube controller may be in production. NSO needs to evolve and continue to offer new, fresh content to keep players engaged. So people were also saying that, hey, could this be GameCube that's coming over? And I'm like, maybe. I'm not sure. They usually just put it out there, but maybe that's the case on my live stream the other day. So what do you guys think this could be? We're going to find out, because I'm pretty sure the software that you're going to use or whatever the case, that'll be leaked. So we're going to find out very soon. As of the time that I'm recording, we might already know what it is. So you guys can let me know what you think if we've already found out. But if we haven't found out yet, what do you guys think that it will be? Because that playtest download, they're going to be doing it soon here. And the playtest is going to be starting up in October. And the software download, we're going to know what it is. People are going to say what it is online. So it's going to be very exciting to see exactly what's going to happen here. But what do you guys think overall with this? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG videos and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.